Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Surfer's Journey. Today's episode is all about how do you actually start turning your surfboard once you can stand up and go straight and even ride along a wave. We're going to break this down using point of view footage. And guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe now so you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos and tutorials. And remember, you can also follow us on Instagram. But for now, let's get into today's lesson of the week. Have you ever heard the saying that sometimes you can just try too hard? Well, that's so true when it comes to learning how to turn your surfboard. A lot of surfers will go out there and they'll try and lean on their heels and they'll look and they'll turn really fast and they're going to fall every single time. Well, the best way to start learning how to turn your surfboard is by doing things slowly. Do things smaller and slower. So you look and turn just a little bit and you lean just a little bit and you start to make those turns small. And as you get comfortable with that, slowly look more, rotate more, and lean more with more speed. And gradually you'll increase your turns like that until eventually you're making them longer and also you can make them much sharper. Let's have a closer look at how you can go about this.
Wave selection is so important when it comes to turning your surfboard. If you catch a wave that doesn't allow for turning opportunities, you're never going to be able to do a good turn, and you're never going to be able to actually start to practice. So you need to choose waves that allow for turning opportunities. This wave here provides the perfect example of what we're actually looking for. You can see that it's breaking and there's a nice shoulder going left and going right, which means we're going to have opportunities to do turns. So this means that we need to be able to say no to the bad waves so that we can be in the best position possible to catch the best waves. And this is what we want to do. You can see this wave is clearly breaking to the right. I've got this nice steep section here with a not so steep section over here. This indicates to me at this point that the wave's going to run along for me nicely and give me turning opportunities. So that's what we want to look for, and ultimately they're the waves we want to catch, and that's what we want to position ourselves to catch those waves. Intensity refers to the amount of effort that a surfer actually puts into doing a maneuver. Regardless of the intensity, they'll all use a similar technique to perform a maneuver. They start by slight compression. They look and point to where they want to go, and as they lean onto their toes, they extend their body out of that first maneuver, as you can see there. Then once they enter the next part of that turn, they compress again. They look and rotate, and as they come out of that maneuver, they extend their body. And then they compress once again at the end of that lean, at the end of that rotation, and at the end of looking. Following on from intensity, we talk about the length of a maneuver. And when you're starting to perform maneuvers, you use that basic formula before, but you perform your maneuvers like this, with low intensity. So things happen slower now. This is the best way to start performing turns. Once you start to build up your confidence doing longer turns at a lower intensity, then you can start to increase the intensity and shorten the length. And once you get comfortable with turns like that, you can start to make them shorter and sharper with higher intensity like this. But be careful, it's very important where you actually perform your maneuvers. By doing short snappy maneuvers like this on fat sections, you're going to lose all your speed and ruin the wave. Shorter, sharper maneuvers like snaps, re-entries, and even carves where you slide the tail are things to work towards, but remember to start with low intensity and longer maneuvers. It's important to understand what kind of maneuvers you can perform on different sections. When we have a fatter section, it's better to do things like carves and roundhouse cutbacks. But when we're presented with steeper sections, maneuvers like snaps, re-entries, floaters, and even carves where we slide the tail are better choices. But they all come from that similar turning principle that I introduced you to before. The difference now is that we're using more speed, more power, and more body awareness. And we'll develop these things over time. As your surfing progresses and you want to take your maneuvers to the next level, you want to introduce a combination of not only rail to rail transition in regards to heel to toe or toe to heel weight movement, but we want to introduce a front leg to back leg transition. By doing this and learning this, we'll be able to slide the tail or blow the tail out on maneuvers like this. So the way we do that is by doing the same process from before. We lean, but as we're looking, and at this point here when the weight's on my heels, I explosively dump the weight onto my front leg as I push out my back leg. It's almost like a karate kick. You then compress low to finish those maneuvers. If we look at this wave here, you can see how I've applied that combination of heel to toe transition with that front leg to back leg transition. It allows you to slide the tail and adds a bit of spark to your surfing that the standard heel to toe weight transition can't do. While this is a more advanced skill set, it's important to know where you're going to, so remember to start practicing slower and with longer maneuvers on easy sections. And once you're confident with that, you can start to increase the intensity and speed of those maneuvers.
Guys, thanks for watching the video today. I hope that if you're a beginner surfer who's looking at learning how to turn, this video has made it a lot clearer for you and now you know where to start. And remember that your rate of improvement will come from how many hours you can spend in the water. The more time you can spend out in the surf, the more time you're going to get opportunity to practice and the faster you'll improve. Remember to like the video and comment below to let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Thanks guys, catch you in the water. The Surfer's Journey now has a range of apparel available, from beanies to t-shirts to hats and coffee cups. For more information on how you can place your order, email thesurfersjourney@gmail.com.